Hello students, welcome to today's lesson. Today I want us to focus on the concept of the section 2, and mostly I'm going to be focusing on the concept of the probability, whereby you're going to talk about the mutually exclusive event and together with the dependent event. So those are the things of the section 2 that you're going to discuss so that you can be able to see how you can tackle the question. So you as a learner, I will require you to be able to understand the question, then interpret it, and once you interpret it, then don't have anything else apart from solving it. So again, the content is the exam question. So I want us to focus on this probability, and then I'm going to give you a scenario of a certain question that was given to certain student, and maybe they had a little bit of navigating through the question. So understand the question, get where the trick is, and then try to work it out in order for you to come up with the correct answer. So in this case, we are told there are 3 guys. That is Kamau, Njoroge, and Kariuki. And then they are practicing that archery. Then the probability, you have been given the probability of them hitting the target. And remember what we said, if you remember what we said. We agreed on a certain issue, and we did focus that we say the probability of an event A happening plus the probability of an event not happening are always going to be equal to 1. So from this one, you can be able to derive 2 things. We can be able to know that the probability of an event happening will be equals to 1 minus the probability of the same event not happening. Then again here, the probability of an event not happening should also be equal to 1 minus the probability of an event happening. So those are the 2 concepts that I want you to be able to understand. So from this law, the law of the probability, from this range of the probability, then you can be able to get the 2 laws there. That's why we say that the probability of an event A happening lies is greater, is less or equal to 1, but is also greater or equal to 0. So that's what we say. This one we say, if you are sure that the event is going to occur, then the probability of an event is going to be 1. If you are certain that that event is not going to occur, then the probability of it occurring is 0. For example, if you are on Sunday, what is the probability that tomorrow is going to be Monday? So if you are in Sunday, the probability of tomorrow being Monday, then you are definitely sure that it's going to be Monday. So the probability of it is going to be 1. But if you are on Sunday and then someone asks you, what is the probability that tomorrow is going to be Friday? Then you are sure there's no way tomorrow can be Friday. So the probability of tomorrow being Friday when you're in Sunday is automatically 0. Then that is the range. So there's no way probability can go beyond 0 or beyond 1. So that is where the range of the probability measure rise. But then between 0 and 1, we have many. We have a lot of values that are there. They are infinite numerical that you can have between 0 and 1. That's why we say probability is expressed in percentage or else in terms of the decimal or in fraction. So that is what we express it. So here you have 3 guys. The probability of a Kamau hitting the target. So you have here Kamau. So if you have the Kamau hitting the target, and then Kamau not hitting the target. So if you have been given that the probability of the Kamau hitting the target is 2 over 5, when you say 1 minus 2 over 5, then the probability of a Kamau not hitting the target is going to be 3 over 5. So that is one of them. Then number 2. We have been given also that the Njoroge, so here you have Njoroge here, then again we are told the probability of Njoroge hitting the target and then not hitting the target. So you are told the probability of Njoroge hitting the target is 1 over 4. Then the probability of the same Njoroge not hitting the target is going to be 1 minus 1 over 4, which is going to be 3 over 4. Then finally, we have someone who is called who? We have someone who is called Kariuki, and the probability of Kariuki hitting the target, then you have KA hitting the target. The given is what? Kariuki hitting the target is 3 over 7. 3 over 7. So him not hitting the target is going to be 1 minus 3 over 7, give us 4 over 7. So there are trees, you have the tree diagram for attempt of each one of them. Then we need to be able to understand what the examiner needs. Because there you have been told, find the probability that in one attempt. So here we are only focusing on just only one attempt, according to the way the examiner is framing the question. Then we are told, find the probability that in one attempt, let's see. Find the probability that in one attempt, we have question A. We have question A. Find the probability of an event that only one hits the target. Only one hits the target. So what does that one mean? So it means a combination of many things. So the first possible combination is that Kamau should hit the target. Okay? Then Njoroge and Kariuki should not hit the target. So you have now Njoroge here not hitting the target, and Kariuki not hitting the target. That is one of the possible combinations. Okay? If not that way, then we have all. Then Kariuki not hit the target, Njoroge hit the target, and Kariuki not hit the target. That's another combination. Then, all, finally, that Kamau not hit the target, Njoroge not hit the target, but Kariuki now hit the target. So those are the three possible combinations that are going to take place. Those are the three possible combinations that we can be able to have. There is no any other possible. Because you're saying only one hits the target. So meaning the occurrence of one another, the occurrence of one of the combination excludes the probability of the other combination taking place. So meaning the three occurrences are mutually exclusive, meaning the occurrence of one another exclude the other one from happening. So here we have the all. We are going to use the addition. But the probability of Kamau hitting target is very independent. It's very dependent from that of Njoroge. They don't have any relationship. So meaning there, to get the probability of Kamau hitting the target and Njoroge not hitting and Kariuki not hitting, they are very independent. Therefore, there we are going to use the multiplication laws of the probability. So to get the answer for one of the combination, we use the concept of the independent event, whereby you're going to use the what? We're going to be using the multiplication law of probability. But getting either one of them, comparing the full chances of only one hitting the target, then we use the additional law of the probability. So far so good. So here, we're going to get this one combination. We have Kamau hitting the target. So this one is going to be 2/5. Then multiply by what? Njoroge should not hit the target. That is multiplied by 3/4. Then multiply by what? Then multiply by Kariuki not hitting the target. That is going to be over 7. So far so good. Then we add. Then that is Njoroge. We have the first one also to go. Kamau should not hit the target. 2. Kamau should not hit. So this is 3/5. Then multiply by what? Njoroge should hit the target 1/4. And then multiply by the other one, Kariuki should not hit the target. Again, that is over 7. Then again, you add. Kamau should not hit the target. Njoroge should not. That is 3/4. But now Kariuki should hit the target. Kariuki hitting the target is over 7. Kariuki 3/7. That is the concept which I'm saying. So from your calculator, you can be able to get now the first combination, as you're going to see in my explanation there. So let's place from the calculator. So as you can be able to see from my slide there what we are talking about, and here we are saying that only one hits the target. So we have that one for only Kamau hit the target, which we have that is going to be 6/35. Then plus. The other one is when we are saying only Njoroge, that is 3/35. Then plus only Kariuki hitting the target. It's going to be given on that slide again from your calculator. You can be able to see only Kariuki hits the target. That one is 3/7 multiplied by 3/5 multiplied by 3/4. That is 27/40. Then finally something, so that you get the probability of one hitting the target. And when you do that addition, you can be able to see you're getting our answer is going to be 9/20. That is the concept which I'm trying to emphasize on that case. So you can be able to combine the independent event. We can be able to combine the independent event together with the mutually exclusive event in one question. So that one doing, you have your 2 marks there. So let's go. The other one I'm going to be very fast because now you have the concept. And this one we are told, in part B, the examiner is telling us then all 3 hit the target. All the 3 of them hit the target. So we only have one combination. That is, Kamau hit the target, which is going to be 2/5. Then Kariuki also hit the target. Njoroge hit the target, that is 1/4. Then multiply by Kariuki hit the target, that is going to be 3/7. So there you can be able to press from the calc again. So that is going to be 2/5. Then multiply by 1/4. Then multiply by 3/7. That will give us what? That is going to be 3/70. That is 3/70. That is the probability. We only have one combination. All of them hit the target. So meaning this one hit the, we don't have any other possible combination. We don't have any other combination in that case. Then part C, none of them hit the target. Again the same. This means Kamau should not hit the target. Then multiply again. Njoroge should not hit the target. 3/4. Then multiply by. Then Kariuki should not hit the target. 4/7. Then this one is going to give us what? That is going to be 3/5. Then multiply by 3/4. And then we have now multiply by 4/7. That will give us 9/35. It's going to be 9/35. So meaning, again here, no one is hitting the target. No one is hitting the target. Then, part D, you are told only 2 hit the target. Only 2 hit the target. Only 2 hit the target. So meaning that only 2 hit the target, we have the 2 possible combination. We have the 3 possible combination again. Because we need only 1 to miss. We only need 1 to miss. And therefore, in that case, we're going to have 3 combinations. That's what you're going to see here very fast. So in this case, we have said part C is 9/35. None hit the target. The other one was 3/70. All hit the target. Then part D, we are saying only 2 hit the target. So if it's only 2 people who are going to hit the target, then we are saying Kamau, Njoroge hit the target, but Kariuki misses. That is the combination there you can see. So Kamau and Njoroge hit the target, but Kariuki misses. That's the multiplication. Next, Njoroge and Kariuki hit the target, but Kamau misses. That is the next point. All. We have now, the other one is going to be, the second part is that Kamau and Kariuki hit the target, but Njoroge misses. So that's going to be 2/5 multiplied by that. Therefore, the probability that only 2 hit the target is going to be the sum of those 3 possible combinations. The first combination is this one. The second one is that, then the third one is that. So when you multiply, that's going to be 8/40, 9/40 plus 18/140. And then when you add them, you are going to get 1/4. That one again is a thing to be able to understand. Then finally is at least 1 hit the target. At least 1 hit the target. Remember that concept. At least means floor. So meaning it is 1 and above. Either 1 hit the target, either 2 hit the target, or 3 of them hit the target. So therefore, in this case, we can be able to find the 3 more than 3 possible combinations, because we are saying 1 can hit the target, 2 can hit, or the 3 can be able to hit. That is the technique there. Remember, this one is very different. It is very different from when we say only 1 hit the target. Here we are saying at least. At least 1 means 1 and above, 1 and above. So in that case, you must be very careful with that concept which you are trying to talk about. So when you say, when you see the concept, the word at least, then you should be in a position to be able to know that we require more than 1. So it is 1, 2, or 3. So here ideally, you have to understand what I told you. The probability of an event happening plus the probability of an event happening is equal to 1.
So therefore, if you are saying at least one hit the target, then you can be able to see the probability of at least one hit the target is going to be 1 minus the probability that none hits the target. Remember, there we have already calculated the probability of no one hitting the target. So that is the only possible combination that we don't require. So therefore, in that case, your answer can be given. The probability that at least one hit the target, it is going to be 1 minus the probability of the none hitting the target. In this case, you're going to have 1 minus 9 over 35, which is giving us what? Which is going to give us now 26 over 35, as you can be able to see in that side of mine there. That's what we are insisting on that case. If the at least hit the target is going to be 1 minus the probability none hit the target, that is going to be 26 over 35. So that is a repetition, but there is an NB which I want to emphasize, and that NB is communicating that the probability no one hit the target is different from the probability of at least one hit the target. With those few remarks, time is over. Enjoy the next lesson and continue keeping safe. We shall overcome. I am out. Do have a good day. Thank you.